What's going on, everybody? Joe from Pure Drive Physio and Performance here, and today I want to talk to you about the main thing that's been going on in the golf world, which is everything that has to do with Bryson DeChambeau. And what we're going to talk about is, should you bulk like Bryson? Now, Bryson has been on the hot topic as of late due to his massive success this past season, his unorthodox ways, and his most recent win at the US Open. Now, everyone is wondering, should I bulk up and put on mass like Bryson DeChambeau? And my answer is, it kind of just depends. It all comes down to what your goals are as a person and what you're trying to achieve, whether that's on or off the golf course. Will adding mass be helpful to improving your golf game? Quite possibly. I mean, will it help you add some more distance to your shots? Again, quite possibly. I mean, force times mass does equal acceleration, but that's not totally true in the golf swing. But adding more mass will be helpful in terms of increasing your swing speed to make sure that your body is a little bit more resilient. But I wanted to go over the things that Bryson has done that has led to his success. He just didn't bulk up and all of a sudden he's pounding the ball to 325 yards on average and swinging anywhere between 120 to 130 miles per hour. Just because he added weight does not mean those things. And that will also ring true for you. But what he has done is he has developed a plan and has stuck to that plan over time, and it has been paying off for him over the past season. And not only was he really a good golfer to begin with, but he's a really good golfer, and with these changes has really just upped his game totally. So I want to go over to the things that he did to kind of really improve his performance on the golf course. So the first thing was he got stronger. I don't know Bryson's exact workout routine, but his trainer has been interviewed a lot since Bryson's win and even just over his changes throughout the season. We do know that Bryson has done a lot of isolation work, and that's just their thought process on that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with compound movements in terms of the everyday amateur golfer like you and I think you're going to get the most bang for your buck out of compound movements because you hit multiple muscle groups at once, and it will save time on your workout, so you won't have to spend so much time just doing isolated move after isolated move. So with that being said, I would definitely recommend doing compound movements. Now, when he gets strong, and what I mean by getting stronger doesn't necessarily mean adding mass. Just because you're strong doesn't mean you're going to add mass. You most likely will as a side effect of getting stronger, but unless you're in a caloric plus, basically, or extra calories, you're not going to necessarily add on mass. In fact, you would lose mass if you were in a caloric deficit. But when we're talking about getting stronger, you want to be performing those main lifts, compound lifts. That's a squat, deadlift, bench press, row, and like an overhead press. And you can do any variations of those. But when we're talking about getting strong, we're doing 3 to 4 to 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps in each set. And you need to have the weight that's on the bar or whatever you're using to be pretty difficult. It should be like an 8 to 9 out of 10 on the difficulty scale, in terms of resistance, basically. That will make sure that you're really going to get strong, and then basically over time that you're progressively adding weight to that, so you just continue to get stronger and stronger. The second thing that he did was he got powerful. Now, getting stronger and powerful may sound like the same thing to you, but in the world of strength and conditioning, those are two different things. And so basically strength has to do with how much weight you can move, and it doesn't matter how much time it takes you to move that weight. Power is how much weight you can move and how fast you can move it, okay? So generally when we're talking about power, you're not going to have as much weight or resistance, but you want to try to move it as fast as you can. Obviously, the more weight and resistance you have that you can move quickly, that will result in you being more powerful. But after a certain point of something being super heavy, you're not going to be able to move it very quickly, and you're not going to get much benefit out of any kind of power exercise. So again, I don't know Bryson's direct routine, but I'm sure he did power exercises or power-like exercises, and you can turn almost any exercise into a power exercise as long as you're using some sort of resistance, maintaining good form, and you're performing it quickly. But when we're talking about power, same thing. You probably want to do 3 to 4 sets of 3 to 5 reps. Now, when we're talking about for both of these, they require a high demand on your nervous system. So when you're taking breaks in between sets, we're not talking your standard 30 to 60 second to 90-second break. We're talking 2 to 3 minutes. And even when you're doing your power exercises, the weight may not feel like a ton, and you're moving it very quickly, and you want to make sure that you're performing every rep with maximum intent. But the main thing is when you're resting, you may not feel like you need that longer rest. But trust me, your body needs that longer rest because you need your nervous system to kind of relax and get ready for the next set, essentially. And then lastly, he got faster. Now, all of this has to do with basically swinging fast. So he practiced swinging fast, and I'm sure if you saw that video of him swinging in his swing coach's house, Chris Como, basically he worked his way up from a really low up to about 145 miles per hour of clubhead speed, I believe. They weren't necessarily too worried about where the ball's going, but he's just working on trying to swing faster, because if you want to be able to swing faster, you have to move fast. If you're not used to swinging fast, your body's not going to let you swing fast. That's just plain and simple. So definitely work on trying to swing faster. I will say, though, that getting stronger and getting powerful will be really helpful in you swinging faster, because swinging faster comes from these two things. And if you can make these better and stronger and become more powerful, you will end up swinging faster. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to work on swinging fast. I definitely recommend swinging fast for sure. But if you're not strong, you're not powerful, you're not going to get as fast as you possibly can. So I would definitely work on these two things for sure. And those working on both of those will help you get more fast as well. And then lastly, if you didn't see, Golf Magazine interviewed him after the US Open win while he was eating some dinner, and he asked what does he recommend people do if they want to kind of replicate his success and what he's done on the golf course. And one of the first things that he said was, one, don't be afraid to fail, and I definitely recommend that for sure. But the other thing was that he wants you to surround yourself with a team. He has, a swing coach, a fitness trainer. I'm sure he's got some medical people on his team. He probably has a nutritionist for all the things that he's doing in terms of nutrition to add muscle mass. Now, I know you as a amateur golfer may not be able to afford all of these things, but I would definitely recommend, a swing coach, some sort of medical professional and or fitness professional. And all of those people can work hand in hand to help you really get the most out of your swing and the most out of your performance on the golf course. And just because you feel like you may not be able to afford them, you don't have to spend, a weekly session with a trainer. If you can, that's great. But if you find a trainer that's really invested in you and really wants to see you improve your golf performance, they will work with you in your budget and exactly what you have in terms of time, equipment, all of those things. But if you can get with a team in terms of a golf coach, a medical and a fitness professional to help keep you healthy, especially really narrow down these three things, you will see your golf performance improve, and you will see performance improve off the course as well. Now, again, should you bulk like Bryson? That is the greatest question. Again, that comes down to your personal goals. If you want to add some mass onto your frame, then go for it. There's no problem. It's not going to hurt you. And it's not going to definitely limit your golf potential, that's for sure. It's very obvious with what Bryson has done. But I would recommend and say that Bryson has done these other things that most people haven't really seen or known about, besides seeing him add some muscle mass. But these are the things that he's been working on that's really added to his success on the golf course, in addition to other things, of course, changing his iron and shaft lengths, and just really working on his putting and all these things that have really led to his success. But if you want to be able to hit some bombs like Bryson and just get better overall, these are the things that he's been doing, which will ultimately lead to improved performance on your end. If you guys felt that this was helpful, I would love to let me know down in the comments. And if you really feel like it was helpful, please share this with someone that you feel like would also benefit from that. And if you really want to, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it.